Morning to you and welcome to Sports Recap on Hills TV. I am Ainan Lubem.
A change in power for the Spain national team, and this and many more we will be talking on the show this morning. I am Daniel Obasi.
Well, before we go to the Spanish coach and the team, let's quickly begin from the local scene where Nigeria sprinter sensation, that is Team God Bless, won the gold medal for Team Bielsa during Dustin had Delta opponent, that is Okosa Faith, in a time of 23.07 seconds, while Okosa Faith got the silver medal as she ran a time of 23.62 seconds. Aladeolu Adetutu of River bronze in 23.66 seconds. Earlier, Team Bielsa won gold in the 4x100 mixed relay, with Team God Bless increasing her gold tally to 3, made up of 2 individuals and 1 team medal, having won a bronze earlier in the day. Good news for Team God Bless.
I think she has made a statement. I keep saying this because what we are saying at Delta 2022 in Asaba is just phenomenal. The athletes, every one of them, we are seeing in Delta. Hopefully 2024 in Paris will be amazing.
That's right. It's a gold rush for Delta because they are currently 100 gold medals, so I will expect to see more performances. Yes, yesterday this Delta State government that are in charge, led by Ifeanyi Okowa, commiserated with Imo State government and the family of the boxer who slumped and died at the ongoing National Sports Festival in Asaba. Recall that earlier a boxer died in the ring, and the governor said it was unfortunate and regrettable. He said the speculation that the boxer suffered negligence when bleeding, he was not only false and concocted, but a figment of imagination. The rumors have it that he was not attended to, negligence caused the death, and Okowa is saying it's not true.
True, Asaba, especially in the ring for Nigeria as a whole, because like I always say, this is our own Olympics, and it's so sad. The games were just starting off, and then we saw a death of one of the promising, because he wanted to represent his state, Imo State, and also hopeful that he would get drafted into the athletes that will represent Nigeria on the big stage at the Olympics Cup 2020. We just hope that the family can be able to bear this immeasurable loss.
That's right. Moving away from the Olympics and Nigerian Olympics now to football, where Flying Eagles were at their imperious best as they thrashed AA Zaura Boys of Kano 8-1 in a test game on Thursday. It was the Flying Eagles' fourth friendly since they set up camp in Abuja last week Monday ahead of the 2023 Africa Under-20 Nations Cup. London Boso's side did not concede a goal in their first 3 outings. They led 6-1 at halftime and could have even scored more goals. Striker Ayuba Francis fired a brace with Ojora Mustafa, Captain Yahaya Ibrahim, Aminu Mohammed, Shetima Umar, and Olayiwole Matthew also getting on the scoreboard. Mahmoud Mohammed conceded an own goal for the Zaura Boys and was the only goal for them at the game.
I think the Flying Eagles are flying so high at the moment. It shows what Philippines would always do. Ladamboso, I give him all the kudos, and also the boys who have put their heads down and definitely learning all of the tactics. You could agree with, just like you said, a lot of the trainings have been done by this, because they have really done so well. So looking forward to the competition, the Under-20 African Cup of Nations in Egypt. We are hoping for the very best for this Flying Eagles. They are young, and they won a tournament where they defeated Ghana in the finals and all of that. So it is a good leap for us as a nation, and hopefully when the Under-20 African Cup of Nations goes down there with 12 teams, and then the final 4 goes for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia, we are hoping for the very best for this young lads.
All right, then moving to the international scene, this time beginning with club side football. Chelsea were asleep in their draw at Real Madrid and performed poorly, and this is coming from a manager Champions League quarterfinals with 2 games to spare. However, they fell behind to Carolines Awea's first half strike after goalkeeper and Catherine Berger's error. Chelsea equalized in the second half when Guro returned keeper and went in. Yes, the Blues will reach the last 8 if they win in Albania against bottom side Vlasnia, who are yet to earn a point or score a goal in Group A on December 16. What is happening with the Chelsea females?
I think for me, basically, they're just losing the touch, losing the touch in the sense that they've not been able to get that grip they got last season in terms of how they were able to dominate on the continent. So for me,
pardon for that mix-up. Wood, who is 32 years, will be replacing injured all-round Liam Gula wicket keeper, that is Fuchs, missed the first test through illness, and his stand-in, Oli Pope, will be keeping the gloves. England will seal their first series win against Pakistan outside of the UK for 22 years with victory in Multan. And it was gathered that Wood has not played a test since March because of an elbow injury that kept him out of the home summer. And now to basketball, where Kerry Ivan scored 33 points and made 9 assists as the Brooklyn Nets held on for a 122-116 win over the Charlotte Hornets in the NBA. And we saw starman Kevin Durant being able to claim 29 points.
I think the NBA relieving everything. Everyone was anticipating for the new season. Yeah, it is, and it's giving us everything, all of the actions. And the surprising one is the fact that in the Western Conference, we are seeing the Los Angeles Lakers on the 13th position. So a sad one for LeBron James and the boys. But what the Brooklyn Nets are doing, the Phoenix Suns and the big boys are both in the Eastern and the Western Conferences, they show that anything can happen this season. We know last season we saw some big names, the likes, the three-pointer king, Steph Curry, leading the side to victory and all of that after a very long time. But it's a good one because this season we're not seeing the big boys up there, except Milwaukee Bucks, who won it last 2 seasons. So for me, it's just going to be a different season, and I want to see a different winner this season in the NBA.
All right, still talking about basketball, there's good news as Russia released U.S. basketball star Brittany Griner in a prisoner exchange, and this is according to the U.S. and Russian officials. Yes, Russia said she had been traded for Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer jailed in the United States. And according to the reports, the exchange took place at Abu Dhabi Airport in the United Arab Emirates on Thursday. U.S. President Joe Biden said Griner, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, was now on her way home. And however, it was reported that Biden would make remarks at her welcoming. What are we going to say about this?
Someone said this is a fair trade for the Russians. For someone who killed Americans, for someone who was at the throat of Americans, someone who was a notorious arms dealer, being given in exchange to also someone who just had some illegal substance in a bag while traveling through the Russian airport. It's a fair being realistic, it's a fair trade for the Russians. No, look,
it's not. Will you say fair? It's to the advantage of the Russians. They don't benefit.
That is what I'm saying. That is why I said for the Russians, it's a very good trade for them. A notorious person who has actually killed Americans, you're trading that person for someone who just had an illegal. I'm not just saying belittling what she did. She did something bad, but they are saying, okay, fine, bring her back home, and then we give you a notorious killer who has actually caused pain to the Americans. Whichever way, they are the ones at the hem. But for me, it was but we say the American citizen always fine, and let's just see how she can come back and then serve a sentence in the United States.
All right, welcome back to Griner, who was arrested in Russia. But before we go, let's quickly let you know that in the World Cup games today, Brazil will be hoping to dance against the Croatian side to the next round of the competition. And later on by 8 p.m.
8 p.m. we will see the Netherlands up against Argentina.
That's
so we are
right.
looking for the first round of quarterfinal matches where who would progress to the next round. For me, a lot of people are saying Brazil would definitely defeat Croatia by 4 p.m. and then Argentina also likely to qualify ahead of the Netherlands. But Netherlands are yet to win any game so far.
To lose.
This year, 2022. So it's dicey. It's dicey. It can go anywhere because we've seen a lot of surprises all through the World Cup in Qatar. So hopefully anything can still happen.
That's
Everything
right.
can still qualify for the semi-final. And also, surprisingly, we saw Luis Enrique stepping down
That's
from
right.
his role as the coach of talking about Spain.
Yes.
hopefully we see the new one coming in, talking about De La Fonte coming into the squad.
That's right. And that's the much we can take on today's edition of Sports Recap. I am Aidnan Lubem.
Follow us on our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and also on YouTube at Hills TV. I am Daniel Obasi.
Thank you for watching.